It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And we've got Miles Jack, who reached another plateau this week with his 80th tackle of the season.
It's the Steelers and the Thunderbirds.
And it's all up next on EA Sports.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three River Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium.
Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Toronto Thunderbirds and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors from north of the border, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
From the 10. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win.
First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
Gets this one away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. It's a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Pickett. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at him in order to try and get the upset win.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards that time.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with.
Here's Pierce. Will take it in. Touchdown. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard. Just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning.
Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Tony Pollard with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Thunderbirds are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up. Meaning, when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they can really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Mills to throw it.
That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 15-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself not just so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
And Cooks has it over the middle. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he will find his man on the outside. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem.
On 1st and 10, Mills.
Going deep to the end zone for Juju. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Thunderbirds take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, you talk about just coming in and completely seizing momentum. They can go up 21-0 here. We haven't even hit halftime.
And the other part of this, you can start to feel the unrest here in the stadium. I think these fans are saying, what hit us? And this isn't about fantasy points. This is about rooting their team on.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Pickett. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. On 3rd down, here's Harris. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Pickett back to throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And this is caught inside the 5. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try and run with Harris, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis.
On 3rd down, here's Mills.
Escaping the pressure right. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. So we're at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get to it. We get started up here in Nashville, a good one in the AFC between Las Vegas and Tennessee. And it's the Titans with the lead in the second quarter of play. Derrick Henry has a touchdown run. From there, we fly north to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And at this point, they trail the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson has a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And that one all tied as they host the visiting Falcons. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the 3rd and 4th quarters. And meanwhile, for the Steelers, they did even less on the ground as they've struggled to get the run game going.
Now Mills.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 24 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far. Yeah, you're talking about being able to extend at the end and make sure the ball gets to the first down marker. But also, he has to be able to drop his hips and get down behind that offensive line in order to move forward. Because if he just runs it straight up and down, you and I both know that they'll snap him backwards. Well done there, well executed.
Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride, and I think that throw kind of exemplifies.
On 2nd and 9, Mills. And Mills is intercepted for the third time. And the Steelers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession. Pickett. Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Here's Pickett. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he will have a Steelers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down.
Goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Back to throw, Pickett. Setting up the screen, Harris. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Najee Harris. He scored on the ground and in through the air. And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
So they get the score still down, but bottom line is they kept themselves in the game.
They did keep hope alive, Brandon. That's exactly what they did. Now they've got to deliver and finish things off.
Darnold on 3rd down. Able to find Isabella. And out across midfield down to the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time.
A run up the middle with Mack. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. T.J. Watt, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
And another long drive from the offense, but the defense is denying them the end zone. Nothing to show for the last drive offensively. They can't come away empty-handed again.
The kick by Bass is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
5-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. A good start there on first down. They've got to have this drive. But remember, it's also third down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson, 62 yards. And the Steelers have cut it back within a score.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Oh, this is blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He's at the 40, the 20, and all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. Boy, I think I need an oxygen mask after those last two plays, CD. The long touchdown followed by the even longer return on the block PAT. On third down, a run by Mack. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now, let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for our visitors, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts.